Hello punters and welcome to a Saturday racing preview where of course we're going to be looking at the Randwick meeting tomorrow. Fantastic card of racing up there, including 3 Group 1s, 2 Group 2s and 2 Group 3s. It's really a fantastic meeting. Really looking forward to it. Of course we've got the Group 1 Metrop, the Group 1 Tab Epsom and the Group 1 Flight Stakes. So really looking forward to getting stuck straight into it, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. If you haven't already done so, go check out my Flemington preview. Of course the Turnbull Stakes tomorrow. I've already done the preview video there, so go and check that out if you haven't already done so already. And also go check out my social media pages where I'll be posting all these tips, as well as tonight's tips for Moonee Valley, so go and have a look at that. No video here for Moonee Valley tonight, so apologies with that. I've just been a little bit struck for time, so just going to focus in on these 2 meetings tomorrow. So looking into Randwick tomorrow, a good 4 track. The weather's fine up there, so we can be pretty confident with playing in those conditions tomorrow. We're going to get straight into it. The first race, the cards for the 2-year-olds. Group 3, Jim Crack Stakes. Jeez, I struggled to get that one out. Apologies there. Over 1,000 metres. Looking at these are all on debut, so makes it pretty hard to get a bit of an assessment on this one here. So, but basing off what I've seen so far and from some of the trials and also I guess a bit of the breeding. I'm pretty keen to be playing at number 3, 4 on a star here for Chris Lees. I think this horse was a really nice trial, and it looks to have a little bit of ability out of Zoo Star, and so I'm happy to have it on top for me to beat number 9, Stella Pauline, who is of course for Peter and Paul Snowden, was second in a recent trial behind Ticket to Ride, was pretty good on that occasion. Karen McAvoy in the saddle. I think it's got a little bit of ability, so I'm happy to have it in for second. In the third, number 11, Ticket to Ride, who comes out of that same trial, of course, as Stella Pauline. I just thought Stella Pauline was maybe going a little bit better on that occasion, but there wasn't a whole lot between them, so happy to have them it in for third, and then in for fourth, number 2, Every Rose as the favourite in the first race. So, but I'm pretty confident in the chance of number 3, 4 on a star. I think it's got a great chance. It's drawn a very nice barrier, so I'm happy to have it on top in the first race tomorrow, which is the Jim Crack Stakes. Got it right that time. Moving on to race number 2, it's the Arrowfield Breeders' Plate over the 1,000 metres. Also for the 2-year-olds, this of course is for the boys. We're looking at the speed map here. Again, a little bit difficult to decipher as a lot of these, pretty much all these, are having their debut run. So just got to go off what we've seen off the trials and also what we've based on breeding. And I do think that there's a horse in this race that I want to give a good chance to. It's number 11 Postcode for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. I think it can get across, go push up off the inside barrier, really get forward Tim Clark in the saddle and prove pretty hard to run down. So I'm keen to have a played it on top to beat number 4 Baylix, who was a really good trial at Randwick on the Kensington track out of Lonhro. Hugh Bowman, James Cummings in the saddle. I think it's got a very nice chance in for second. In for third, number 7 Global Quest, who has got James McDonald in the saddle. Again, as I've pretty much mentioned so far with all these runners, a very good trial where it won at the Randwick on the Kensington track, so I was pretty impressed with that performance. Think it can go close. And number 1 Barbaric, who I just thought was maybe a little bit over the odds because I thought its trial was okay as well, and it won a trial there and is paying the $12. It's got to deal with a wide barrier, but I think it's got a great chance for Peter and Paul Snowden. So recap the numbers for me. I like number 11 Postcode on top to beat number 4 Baylix in for second. In for third, number 7 Global Quest. And in for fourth, number 1 Barbaric. So that's the first 2 races of the card for the 2-year-olds. Move on to race number 3. We can get a bit of exposed form here. It's 600 metre race, benchmark 88. Look at the speed map here. There's quite a lot of speed in this third race. I'd say Angel of Heaven, Penske and Shock Alert will go forward. Irakanji, Graceful Glamour, Got Unders will all be up on the speed. So it looks to be a fair bit of speed in this race. And as such, I think it'll really start nice for number 2 Murakeb here. It's just hugely over the odds in my opinion. It was a little bit disappointing behind Rock last time out, but didn't have a lot of luck either. And prior to that was okay behind Articus, finishing the line there. I just think it's building towards something here. It usually gets better deeper into its prep, and it's going to have all the favours. It's going to have a lot of speed on the race. It's going to really be able to come off the pace and charge home late. So I just thought it was just massive overs at the $23. So I'm happy to have it on top because it's best. We'll definitely see it go close. In for second, number 4 Deal Maker, who again is knocking on the doors. Not too bad last time out. Ran home pretty well behind Junipal on that occasion. Prior to that was finished fourth in that Articus race that I mentioned that Murakeb ran in, and third behind Sweet Deal, which looks in good form. So I think it'll be around the mark. But Deal Maker's for long been a horse that doesn't know how to win, I'm going to put that in here again. I think it's going to finish in second. In for third, number 6, Shock Alert. Of the on-speed runners, I think this will be the one that'll stick on. It was pretty good last time out behind Humboldt Current, who was just okay recently in its last start, but I still think it's got a great chance. And in for fourth, number 5, Graceful Glamour, who I do have a bit of time for. It was only just run down late by Juniper last start. Was a really good run, so I think it can improve off of that. So recap the numbers for me. Look, a pretty difficult third race as well, but I do like number 2, Muracare, but just a bit of odds. I think it was just well over the odds, and I was happy to have an each way play at it. To beat number 4, Dealmaker in for second. In for third, number 6, Shock Alert. And in for fourth, number 5, Graceful Glamour. Moving on to race number 4, it's the Group 1 Flight Stakes over 600 metres for the 3-year-old fillies. A couple of these are back in action again like they were last time out. Look at the speed map here. I'd say Funstar is probably one of the leaders, and there's not a whole lot that will be going forward. And so it'll be interesting to see if one of these roughies will decide to get out of the gates and get forward, like something like Girls Are Ready or Our Girl Snitty. But look, for me, based off what I saw last start, just based off the speed map, I do think that Funstar will be extremely hard to beat here. It's at the $1.85, so it certainly is short enough, but I just think that it was a really good run and was just able to hold off probably on that occasion. But I just like where it maps here. I think it's much better. It's going to be right up on the pace. It looks to be not a lot of speed unless one of these outsiders go forward and try and set a bit of a tempo. And but look, I think Funstar will be hard to beat. So I'm happy to have it on top of number 2, Probabile, who, as I mentioned, was a huge run last time out. Was back in the field, really rocketed to the line late, nearly got up on that occasion. This horse getting very close to a win and should be closing into the line late. They're definitely the top 2 for me. In for third, number 4, St. Covert Spirit. I can't believe this horse at the odds. It faced these 2 horses last time out. I don't think it's going to turn the tables, but if you go back to its Canterbury Maiden, it was a superb win there. Prior to that, it was beaten by Just Thinking in a maiden who's obviously gone on and run pretty well since in a couple of runs. So I just thought she was a bit of overs, and I thought I could have her in for third. Then in for fourth, number 5, Foxborough, who was coming off a recent trial behind Quackerjack. First up at Newcastle, was a little bit disappointing that occasion. I'd expect to run a bit better, but if you go back to last prep, it was in some decent maiden races there. So I think if it can get close to that, I mean, second up last time out was beaten by Power Scheme at Randwick in a nice 2-year-old race. That, of course, was the Kings of Sydney Sport Mile there. So it's coming up to its much more ideal distance, and I can see a bit of improvement from it. So recap the numbers for me on race number 4, the Flight Stakes. I like number 1, Funstar on top. To beat number 2, Probable in for second. In for third, number 4, St. Covert Spirit. And in for fourth, number 5, Foxborough, I can see a bit of improvement from. Moving on into the race number 5, it's over 1,200 metres. It's weight for age Group 2, Bisley Workwear Premier Stakes. And look at the speed map here, very nice race this one. Home of the Brave will probably find the top. I'd say Brutal won't be far off. Classic Legend will be sitting just behind them, as well as Graf, who'll be hoping to get a good run here and get into the Everest. So, but for me, look, I'm pretty happy to side with number 2, Classic Legend. I really liked what I saw last time out. That was a really unlucky. He was only just beaten by Parada, who was second up on that occasion, while he was first up off a decent break. I think he's only going to improve off of that. He comes off the soft ground, back on top of the ground, which is going to suit him better. And I think he'll be extremely hard to beat, and he'll really press his claim for a top Everest contender. To beat number 1, Osborne Bulls, who I'm going to have in for second again, but he is terrific fresh, and he definitely has the ability to win this sort of race. But for me, first up here off a decent break, his trial was pretty good behind Raceday. He's had a bit of time off the scene since that trial, and but look, if he does anything like what he did last preparation, I mean, you look at the form lines he was behind. I mean, there's some really good. It was 5 Group 1s in a row that he placed on all those occasions. I'm just worried if he's lost that winning edge, so I'm going to have him in for second. In for third, number 5, Graf, who he's flying. He's low key flying. He was excellent that Pirata race. He came off from the back and really charged home late, and I think he's going to go very close to winning this race as well and really press a claim for the Everest. And then in for fourth for me, number 6, Brutal, who I think's got a decent chance as well. And his trial was excellent behind Elite Say last time out. He's a Group 1 winner, of course. Won the Oakley Plate the Oakley Plate. What was the Doncaster Mile? Then prior to that, I mean, look at first up last prep and went around $1.90. He was beaten by Eckstein on that occasion in Group 3. But so it faces a tough ask here, but it is a Group 1 winner, so he's going to be within a chance. But Really good Premier Stakes. Oh, it's a bit of a shame it's a small field, but look, I'm pretty confident the chance number 2, Cacique Legend, if it runs a similar race last start, I think it'll be winning this one. To beat number 1, Osborne Bulls in a second, once again, and in for third, number 5, Graph, and in for fourth, number 6, Brutal. Moving on to race number 6, 2,000 metre Active Hill Stakes, weight for age Group 2 race here. Looking at the speed map, I'd say that Salmon Out and Angel of Truth will find the top. Our Century won't be too far off. Karif will be up there. Tally will probably be close to speed as well. So looks to be decent tempo for this. And look, it's burnt me a couple of times now, but I'm going to go with her once more. Very Elegant. I thought her run was pretty good last time out behind Avilius in the Optic White Stakes. Moves up to this 2,000 metre distance, which it won it last time out, beating Frankly Awesome at Rose Hill. So a little bit better at Rose Hill, this horse, but she did win last time out of 2,400 metres at Randwick with a huge run from back in the field last prep before taking a spell. But I think she's going to really relish coming up to this distance, facing a much easier field than what she's faced the last couple of starts. I mean, she is facing Samadou, who has been right up there with her the last few starts. But I think this race is going to be run to suit, and she's going to charge over the top of them. So I've got her on top to beat number 6, Angel of Truth, of course, the Derby winner. And I think he's building towards something as well. Here he's third up. He's come up to the 2,000 metres. He probably is going to be even better over further. But he beat Madison County fourth up last prep in a Group 2 over 2,000 metres at Rose Hill. So he's got a very good chance here to run a good race. In for third, I like chance number 8, Youngstar here. I think she's been waiting to get up to this sort of trip. It's been running some okay races. Fourth up, rock hard fit now. Gets that 2,000 metres, but it's never placed at Randwick, which is my only concern from 5 runs. But if he can return to the sort of form that saw him run brilliantly in the Melbourne Cup, he can go very close here. So I'm happy to have him in for third. And then in for fourth, number 1, Samadou, who'll be on pace, rolling along, and we'll give him something to catch. But I just worry this horse's run's coming to an end, and it's got to carry a bit of weight at the 59 kilos. So for me, number 9, Very Elegant, I'm going to have her on top to beat number 6, Angel of Truth, and for second. And for third, number 8, Youngstar. And in for fourth, number 1, Samadou. Moving on to race number 7, it's the Group 1 Tab Epsom over the 1,600 metres. And look at the speed map here. I'd say that Archidemus, Gem Song, Best of Days, and Desert Lord will be up there. Dreamforce will spear across the outside barrier. He'll be quite prominent towards the speed. So look, doesn't look to be a stack of pace here in this race, and so Dreamforce has definitely got its chance, but I don't like it at the top of the weights, having to carry the top. So I mean, for me, look, I'm actually quite keen to make a play in this race on number 3, 50 Stars, who I just thought was just stupid odds at $31. I mean, this horse was pretty good last time out behind Gadding in the Mackay Diva Stakes, and prior to that, it's just been running on okay behind likes Missy G and Hosen. But fourth up here, I think it's going to be much better suited. Hopefully gets close to the lead. Tim Clark in the saddle. Just thought $31 odds were just a bit stupid for me. And so I'm pretty happy to have an each-way play on it. I think it'll be winning a Group 1 race pretty soon. This might be the race. Number 6, Unforgotten. She's also well over the odds. She had a recent trial which was pretty good. And at Randwick. Prior to that, it was a bit disappointing in the Group 2 race behind Samadou. That was, of course, the Chelmsford. But prior to that, ran really good behind Samadou. So in the Wink Stakes on that occasion. So she's third up last time out. She obviously was beaten 6 lengths by Villiers in a Group 1 race at Rose Hill. So, I mean, I just think that she's building towards something as well. So I might have an each-way play on her. In for third, number 4, Takao Shark has got a lot of ability. But for me, he was terrific last time out, but he's going to be too far back in the field once again, I fear, and he's going to have to do a lot to run off the slow speed and really charge home. So I'm going to have him in for third. And then in for fourth, I'll give the chance to number 9, Colding, who's just got to deal with the wide barrier, but was really terrific last time out, just holding out Fierce Impact at Randwick. Loves running at this track, he does. He does. He's had 3 starts at the track for 2 wins, and he's never not placed at this distance. So I'm happy to give him a great chance as well. So for me, the Group 1, I think 50 Stars can take it out and really step up this level and get the job done at the $31. Just thought it was well over the odds. So I'm going to have it on top to beat number 6, Unforgotten, who has a good each-way chance at the 51 kilos. In for third, number 4, Check Our Shark, and in for fourth, number 9, Colding. As I mentioned, I haven't put Dreamforce Things. It's got to give him a lot of weight here, and he was good last time out, but he was on the pace generally on his own last time out. So just a bit of a concern for me. I just think that maybe it's if I was having a fifth pick, he'd be the fifth pick. Just put it that way. I'll leave it at that. And look, another one I want to give a bit of a chance to is number 7, Marathon Man, who Mr. Marathon Man. We see Michael Moroney often. His horse get up at these big odds in these sorts of races in Sydney, so give it a bit of chance as well. But not a bad Epsom race. I mean, probably for a Group 1 race, it's a little bit weak in the field, but there's plenty of value there, as I've just mentioned, that we can take and hopefully get. Moving on to race number 8, it's the Group 1 Metrop over 2,400 metres. Look at the speed map here. I'd say that Come Play With Me, Hush Rider and Stampede will go along. Woogok will probably be up there as well. So it'll be a pretty genuine run race, and they'll be running along here, and they'll give the back markers something to catch. But for me, look, I'm actually happy to be with the old boy here, number 7, Big Duke. I thought his run was terrific behind Finch last time out. His second up stats aren't great, but he's very good at this track and distance. He had 4 starts this track and distance for 2 wins and a placing. Second up, he's never won. He's had only the 2 seconds from 5 starts second up. But I just think that I really was impressed with that first up run. I think coming up to this 2,400 metres here, I thought he was over the odds at the 18. So I'm happy to have an each-way play on it. To beat number 12, Brimham Rocks, who was really good last start at Caulfield, beating So You Win on that occasion. Was a terrific run from back in the field, and he powered over him, and he'll be running home well again here. In the third, number 11, Sir Charles Road, of course, New Zealander. He was pretty good in that Finch race as well at big odds, so I think he'll run a good race as well. 4th up here, rock hard fit this time round. And then in for 4th, I want to give a good chance to Shiroa at the top of the weights at number 1. I gave him a chance last time out at the big odds, and he was a little bit disappointing, but he comes up that 2,400 metre distance here, and last time he was at this trip, he finished 3rd in a Group 3, and so I think he could improve off of that and run well here. Another horse I want to give a bit of a chance to is number 3, Grey Lion, who ran really well on the soft track last time out behind Finch, and gets back on top of the ground, which he is much better over, and wouldn't be surprised if he runs a good race as well. Come Play With Me will be up there, but for me, it's another real open race, very tough to sort of have a look at. Noofboss will probably get a bit of a chance as well for Hayes and Damick. They've always had a good opinion of it, but I just wanted to see a bit more last time out. But for me, I'm going with a bit of value once again in this race, and number 7, Big Duke, I'll give him a bit of a chance at the $18, so I've got him on top. To beat number 12, Broom Rocks in the second. In for 3rd, number 11, Sir Charles Road. And in for 4th, number 1, Sharoa. I also thought Patrick Evan at 100 to 1 was a bit over the odds as well. Hasn't come back right this prep and was a bit disappointing last time. I had to have a tick over trial. But we know that his best is very good. But we'd like to see a bit more before we can back it, I guess. Moving on to the final race of the card, Benchmark 88 Snitzel Sprint. It's a pretty good race as well for a Benchmark 88. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say Cattersby and Miss Fabulous will be right up on the speed. Star Boy, It's So Obvious, and Hand of the Truth will be pretty close to the speed as well. So not a whole lot of speed in this race. And as such, I think number 1, Miss Fabulous, will be hard to beat with Nash in the saddle. Recent trial was good at Gosford. Last time out, it ran 3.2 lengths behind Nikita Jane in Group 2, and then was 3 lengths off in a Group 1. And here it goes in a Benchmark 88. Carried 60 kilos, but I just thought $10 as well over the odds for this horse, who's a group performer. So I've got it on top ahead of number 13, Real Men Ruby, who I've got a bit of time for. Had a nice trial leading in. We looked to be hitting at straps last prep, and usually doesn't miss a top 2 finish. In fact, it's never missed a place in its 7 starts, so she'll be right up there. I've got her running home late and finishing in for 2nd. In the 3rd, number 4, Bo Ideal, who I'm confident this horse can win one soon. He was very good last time out behind Spanish Dream. It was a decent form race, not the strongest, but he was very good. He's 3rd up here. He's got a great chance at the $12 odds. And then in for 4th, number 9, Rahiran, who has to deal off the inside barrier and hasn't had a lot of luck at its runs, but it was and ran home okay behind Sweet Scandal last time out, but for me, I just couldn't take it this time around. It's burnt me a couple of times too many. So for me, I'm going to have number 1, Miss Fabulous, on top here. I thought she's just a great bet in this last race for the card. Ahead of number 13, Real Men Ruby, who, as I mentioned, hasn't missed a place. So good place chance. In for 3rd, number 4, Bio Ideal. And in for 4th, number 9, Rahiran. So moving into the best bets of the card at Randwick. It was an extremely tricky card. I got a lot of value here. But look, I'm not going to make Funstar best, but I'm going to make number 2, Classic Legend, the best bet in the Premier Stakes at the $2.20. I think he's going to be very hard to beat. And then also in race number 6, number 9, Very Elegant at the $2.80. I think it's got a great chance as well. My best each way plays, well, the last race, the card number 1, Miss Fabulous. I think she's got a huge chance of the $10 and the $3.20 the place. And the other one that I like at the each way odds is also... Sorry, let me just scroll through here. Is race number 8. So we've got race number 7, number 3, 50 stars at the $31 and $8 the place. So that's the Randwick card for tomorrow. If you haven't already done so, go check out my Tab Turnbull Stakes preview meeting at Flemington. Check out all the tips on social media, as I mentioned at the start of the video. And good luck tomorrow. I hope we get plenty of winners, especially out of those best bets and best each way players. I'll tell you, if we get a roughie or two out of that Randwick meeting, if we get a winner or two, in fact, we'll be having a huge day. It's a tough meeting, but that means there's plenty of value. If we can find a roughie or two, we'll be laughing. So good luck tomorrow if you're playing, and enjoy the races tomorrow as we really get into the thick of things in spring. We've got the Guineas next week. Really look forward to that. Going to do a massive preview for that, and then the Caulfield Cup and Everest Star for that the week after. So really starting to heat up this spring carnival time, and some great races in the offering, including this weekend. So good luck for you playing, and enjoy the racing this weekend, and have a great weekend.